Hello, everyone. Welcome. I am Dr. Alicia Clevenger, and I am coming to you from Des Moines, Iowa, right in the Midwest in the US. So, for some of you, this is good morning, and some afternoon. And for where I am at, it is good evening. I am so glad you're here tonight for Wellness Wednesday. We have a very special guest this evening, and I'm so excited to be able to share who he is and about him. And I've already had a chance to look at his slides, and they're incredible. So, a little background and introduction. I'm a chiropractor. I've been a chiropractor over 20 years. My specialty is pediatrics and nutrition. So, proactive health and helping people live vitalistic, healthy, well-lived lives has always been my calling and what I've been doing. I often say I came to Three for the products. I came here for what they are, the quality, the sourcing, the three pillars that Dr. Dan is going to talk to you about this evening. That's why I came here, but I stayed for the business, which is just as incredible. And that's a whole nother talk. So tonight I'm going to introduce my special guest. He is Dr. Dan Gubler, the Chief Scientific Officer for Three. This man is the person behind these incredible products. He has 15 years of cellular absorption and formulation experience. He's formulated over 70 nutritional supplements. That's a lot. That's fabulous. He has 16 patents granted or pending. He's Caltech trained. Let me give you just a little bit of insight. Caltech has more Nobel Prize winners than any other institution in the world. That's phenomenal. He has his PhD in organic chemistry. And I like to say that because I think back to organic chemistry and when I took it, and I think just organic chemistry was hard. Uh, a PhD in it is a whole different level. So, one of the things that I find most incredible about Dr. Dan is while he is so scientific and he has this amazing knowledge, he has a brilliant way of breaking it down, making it easy for us to digest and understand. And for the people that don't have a background that's full of science and don't come from that, they can listen to him and feel like they walk away empowered with this knowledge that he's given them. He's a health influencer as well. Like the list just keeps going on and on, right? He is, if you check him out on TikTok or Instagram, he has over 150,000 followers. He has a top 50 podcast. And when you check that out, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. He has a way of really helping people understand health and how to live a healthier life. So, without further ado, I'd like to bring on Dr. Dan Gubler.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. Hi, Dr. Clevenger. How are
Hi.
you?
Good, great. Great to see you. Thank you so much for being here tonight. So, we've talked a little bit and you've told me you've started sharing about Three and our products and our the bioavailability and all about this in a little bit different way. And it's gotten rave reviews. So, I'm very excited to hear how you've been talking about things.
All right. Yeah, we're going to jump right in and we're going to talk about some fun stuff here. Thank you, Dr. Clevenger, for that very kind introduction. I appreciate you. I love working with you and your team and grateful for all that you do. Hello, everyone. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. I am so happy to be with you all today. I am excited to talk about the topic tonight. We're talking about science, we're talking about Three, we're talking about our products, but we're talking about it in a way that to me makes sense, that resonates with me. And I hope that after our discussion tonight, you'll further understand the power of what we're doing here at Three, the products, but also the process, the technology that we use to provide results that no one else on the planet can match. And so to start off, what makes Three and our science different? And I've thought about that for a while. And I took some time to think about that, to think about really what it means. And recently I had the privilege to go with our top leaders, some of our top leaders to Asia, to different markets on the Asia expedition. And as I was flying over there on the airplane and I was putting some of the final touches on my presentation, and I was thinking about this, what makes Three science different? Like a lightning bolt, the answer came to me that I feel really, really strongly about. And that answer is molecules. You know me, I love molecules, but really it's all about molecules. Molecules are everywhere. In the air that we're breathing right now, we're breathing in molecules, some of them good, from trees and vegetation around, and some of them bad from pollution. Where we're sitting, the chair that you're sitting on is made of molecules. It's made of polymers and different adhesives and different things like that. The table that we're touching, mine's wood. That's cellulose. That's a molecule. The food that we ate, our last meal, that was full of molecules, either good or bad. If we ate a food, the modern processed diet, we're not getting a lot of molecules. If we ate fruits and vegetables, we're getting medicinal phytonutrients, but everything is molecules. So I want you to remember this one word: molecule, 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 because that's what it's all about. If we want to improve health, we need to give the body molecules, because the body's made of trillions and trillions of molecules, and the body's using molecules all the time, and it needs molecules in order to function properly. And so we need to give the body molecules, and that's what we do here at Three. Molecules is in my blood. My grandfather, as some of you know, was a famous chemist. He was a professor at Cal Berkeley, was a professor at the University of Utah before moving to BYU, Brigham Young University. And he actually helped to discover a new molecule. They didn't know what it was. They knew that it was part of the kernel in rice that was important for health. When people had beriberi disease in Indonesia and other parts of Southeast Asia, he and a group of scientists found that if you gave them the germ of the rice kernel back, because it had been removed from polishing, if you gave it back to these people immediately recovered. And what he found, and the team, is they found that it was a molecule, vitamin B1, also known as thiamine, that was causing these remarkable results. So my grandfather, he studied molecules. And, I followed in his footsteps. I went into academia. I worked at Caltech. I was a professor at BYU Hawaii, and I was discovering new molecules. And I was making molecules for the pharmaceutical industry. And, one day I was making a molecule for the pharmaceutical industry, and they gave me this big dossier of research to help me to make that molecule at this pharma company. And I was flipping over it and whatnot as I was eating my lunch. And I flipped to one page where it basically showed molecules from plants that had similar properties to the molecule that I was supposed to design. And I thought to myself, why am I making a new molecule, which is exciting? I love making new molecules. This was great. But, that new molecule I was going to make, the universe had never seen it before. It's brand new, which excited me. But, when it got into the body would freak out because it didn't know what to do with that new molecule. So although it might help with with reactive wellness, as far as like helping the body right here, right now to be happy proactively, that molecule didn't do that. And that molecule actually would have some side effects because the body doesn't know what to do with it. The liver freaks out, the kidney freaks out, and all the reactions in the body, when they're handed this molecule, they're like, yeah, I don't know what to do with it. Yeah, they throw it on. And so from that point on, I really switched my mindset, my paradigm, that from now on, I was going to work on molecules in plants and discovering new molecules in plants. Because although we have this plant, there's hundreds and even thousands of molecules that haven't been discovered and explored in plants yet. And so that's what I've dedicated my life to doing. I love education, as Dr. Clevenger said. And what I do is on these social media platforms, I teach about molecules in our food, and different strategies to get good molecules into the body, because the body's a gift. If you give it the molecules it needs, it's going to take care of itself. So it's all about molecules. And here at Three, we are molecular experts. There's no one else on the planet that uses molecules and studies molecules to the degree that we do here at Three International. And that's why when you take our products, you feel power. And oh man, look at this. I think we could just have this slide up all the time. I don't want to go past this slide. Look at this beautiful chemical structures. The structure on the right is Taxol. Look at all those rings put together. You have ginkgo light here. You have some anhydrides. Oh, you have camphor up there on the top left. You have flavonols there on the bottom. Man, this is beautiful. I don't know about you, but I just love looking at molecules because when I look at molecules, I can envision the power that they have in the body. It's remarkable. So we are the molecular people. We're the molecular company. And how do we do that? How do we develop powerful molecular products? Well, it all starts with exploration. A lot of you have probably heard me say that there's 600,000 species of plants on the earth, and less than 5% of them have been studied for their bioactive molecules. So there's molecules that are in these plants that can transform human health and undiscovered molecules. A lot of these plants, no one has looked for the molecules. Now, botanists and other people have looked at the plant and kind of characterized it, right? The stem looks like this, and the leaves look like that, and the fruit looks like this, and the flower looks like that. But as far as what's actually inside the plant, there's very, very few people doing that. The pharmaceutical company used to do that for a while in the 80s and 90s, but it was too expensive. And it wasn't giving results fast enough, right? To develop drugs, reactive wellness. It wasn't fast enough for them, I guess. And they're moving on to new and different things. But I say let them move on to that because molecules is where it's at. One of the beautiful things about plants is plants in the environments that they grow in some of the harshest environments, right? They grow in really hot deserts. They grow underneath the snow. They grow in the high mountains. They grow in the humid rainforests where insects are trying to eat them alive. And so plants produce really powerful molecules. And they use these molecules for them to survive and thrive. They use them as insecticides and ways to communicate with other plants. And they use them for things that we haven't discovered yet. That's a whole new field called chemical ecology. But what we know is that a lot of the molecules plants produce are medicinal in nature. They can transform human health. And that's because humans and plants have evolved together for thousands and thousands of years. So there's good molecules, but there's also bad molecules. We need to say that at least for a minute, right? There's some molecules that transform health, and there's other ones that are poisonous, right? So there's a yin and a yang, there's a balance. But for the most part, plants contain gorgeous molecules that can support human health. And so that's what we do here at Three. We're the only company in the nutraceutical space that travels the earth studying new molecules to put in our formulation. And when you have a new molecule, you have power that other companies that just use run-of-the-mill normal molecules that have been around for 40, 50, 60, 70 years, you have power over those companies. And that's what we do. And some of the things that we do in the exploration vein is we travel around the world. This is our Explore Dr. Dan initiative. You can see the places that we go in the rainforest, in the snow, and other places studying molecules. So we have hundreds of different plants that we've collected through our Explore Dr. Dan endeavors that we are studying right now in the lab for new molecules. And we have some really exciting results that we're going to talk about here in the very near future about new molecules. So we have our exploration efforts, Explore Dr. Dan. We have our Three Medicinal Plant Research Institute, and there was a social media post that came out today about that. There's no other company that's planting medicinal plants and studying their bioactive compounds. And it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. I just get excited when I think about it and look at some of the data that we're churning out with these new molecules that we're discovering. And we're setting ourselves up for success for many, many years to come. I think of when a new molecule is discovered and we think about how it's going to work in the body, and we discover how it's going to work in the body and what it exactly does in the body. That is power to transform generations, not just current people living on the planet. But when you have something that's rooted in science that has power, it can go from generation to generation to generation. There's 8.1 billion people on the planet. And our goal here at Three is to make sure every single person of those 8.1 billion people on the planet have the opportunity to take novel formulations from Three that have new molecules in them that can change their life for the better forever. That's why we do what we do. If you were to summarize it, that's my goal and my mission in life. And so I'm grateful to each of you here that is a brand ambassador at Three and that is helping to make that vision a reality as we talk to people every day, every day, every day about our products and the powerful molecules that are in them. So we have new molecules and we discover new molecules that no one else has. And then we take these molecules and we combine them with other molecules because there's a lot of good molecules that have been around for a while that are powerful. And so what we do is we put these molecules together, hundreds of them together, as you'll see. And putting hundreds of molecules together, this is called our curation approach. And this is our proprietary approach to developing powerful, science-based, clinically validated supplements. We take molecules from here and here and here, and the new ones that we've discovered, and other ones that we like, that are good for the different need states that we're formulating. We put them together in a powerful, unique ways that are proprietary. A lot of people say, well, why do you have this proprietary blend? Why don't you just say what it is? Well, it's the molecules. That's our secret sauce. That's our power. If we were to tell everybody what molecules we have, then we wouldn't have the technology that we have today. And we'd be silly, actually, because we'd be giving other people the key, the golden key, the yellow brick road, right? The solution to health. And one of the things, when you have new molecules that you've discovered, you can't just make these new molecules and produce them at any type of manufacturing facility. That's why here at Three, we use the best manufacturing facilities on the planet, those that have been around for a long time and know how to work with delicate molecules. Most companies, when they get their product turnkey, they just call a contract manufacturer saying, hey, I want to develop a product for, I don't know, heart health. Will you make one for me? Yeah, I will. The molecules that are in that formula first are very, very cheap. They're not very powerful. They're not very effective. And there's not really a lot of innovation there. If you were to take those formulas and if you were to run them through a machine called an LC, liquid chromatography mass spectroscopy, LCMS, you would see that there's not a lot of molecules in there. Each molecule is represented by a peak. You'd see just, maybe a few peaks. You put our formulas through the LCMS, boom, 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 boom. There's peaks everywhere, meaning hundreds of different molecules. And then what we do is we want to make sure these beautiful molecules are actually absorbed into the cell. You can have the most powerful molecules in your formula that are unique and new and discovered and all that great stuff, but unless they're actually able to get into the cell, it's of no use, it's of no benefit. And so we have many different cellular absorption technologies to make sure that all of the molecules in our formula, the hundreds of molecules in our formulas that have different properties, different likes, dislikes, different propensities, all of them get into the cell. So I hope that makes sense. Really, we are the molecular company. We have a love affair with molecules. See, look, there's molecules there that we're writing out and we're mixing. There's hundreds of molecules in that beaker. We're weighing out in that powder there. There's hundreds of molecules and we're putting them together in unique, powerful ways. And so I want to talk about our products, but I want to do so in the context of molecules to help you understand, because it might be hard to understand, when you look at our product that's a powder or, our liquid sachets, collagen and Eternel, and you pour them out into a little beaker and it's this liquid, what does that really mean? If you were to take this liquid and if you were to run it through analytical instruments, molecules are so small. If you put them under a microscope, you're not able to see any molecules. If you took a pin, like a needle, and you were to dip it in Eternel and you were to pull it out, and there's just the tiniest amount of Eternel on the tip of that pin, right? Tiniest amount. If you were to take that and analyze it in LCMS, HPLC, DART-MS, different extra crystallography and different analytical methods, there are hundreds of thousands of molecules just on the tip of that pin. So it's amazing. These molecules are so small. Now, a molecule is defined as if you have two or more atoms together, that's a molecule, right? Go back to our Chemistry 101 class. So I want to talk about our products in the context of molecules, and let's talk about Eternel. Eternel, as you know, has these superfruits, and each of these superfruits contain many, many different molecules. Eternal is our antioxidant product. It supports a healthy antioxidant status in the body. It's like putting a shield around the body. It can help the body from aging prematurely and to support the healthy aging process. Now, when you look at Eternal, Eternal, my friends, actually has over, so again, if you were to analyze it, it has around 800 different molecules in it. 800. Now, I've included a few here. You know, at the top here, resveratrol. You see resveratrol, you know, it's an okay chemical structure. You know, it's not as beautiful as some of these others, you know, but resveratrol, powerful molecule to support healthy aging. Proanthocyanidin B2 to the left. Look at that. Isn't that a beautiful molecule? That's actually called a dimer. You notice that those molecules, the top and bottom halves of that molecule are the same, right? And so they're connected together by that bond. And that bond is actually a wedge. So it means it's coming out at us. So it's kind of flipping the molecule out at us. It's a beautiful, beautiful molecule. Proanthocyanidin B2, really good at supporting genes, the chemical switches in the body for longevity. We have ellagic acid from pomegranate, very, very good at regulating signal transduction cascades in the body. We have lecithin there. Lecithin is an amazing delivery vehicle. When you take lecithin and you put it in the product and you do some unique things to it, lecithin actually helps to form micelles. Glutathione here, isn't that a beautiful molecule? You have that sulfur there. That sulfur is a powerful antioxidant. Sulfur attacks superoxide and neutralizes it. Glutathione, one of the most powerful antioxidants on the planet. We have vanillic acid, polyphenol that comes from some of our superfruits. We have this hip pro dimer, hydroxyproline, proline together. That dimer is from collagen, and it's essential for helping the body to make collagen. Again, it's an essential cell signaler. Floridzin is a beautiful molecule. It comes from apples. It's really good for longevity. CoQ10, beautiful antioxidant. CoQ10 also helps to provide power and energy to the mitochondria. The mitochondria, the power plants of the cell, they need CoQ10. Protocatechuic acid is in many different superfruits, including acai. Great molecule. Pterostilbene is in grapes. You notice it looks pretty similar to resveratrol. It's basically resveratrol. It is resveratrol, but you add a couple methyl groups there. So it has some similar properties to resveratrol, but then it has some uniqueness as well. Oh, and this is one of my favorites, delphinidin. Look at that. Do you see the positive charge on the oxygen there? Beautiful. Delphinidin comes from maki berry and a bunch of other superfruits. It is like glutathione. It's one of the most powerful antioxidants on the planet. And of course, punicalagin. Good grief. Look at that baby. Look at those structures. Look at all those bonds together. Punicalagin, again, is a really potent gene regulator. So, and we could show hundreds of other molecules that are found in Eternal, but just think about it. When you take Eternal, you are taking in hundreds of molecules, and these molecules then go to all the different organs, systems of the body, into the cell because of our cellular absorption technologies, immediately into the cell, and boom, it provides power. Collagen. Collagen is our beauty from within product that helps to teach the body how to make collagen again. And why is this product powerful? It all comes back to the molecules. We have combined around 300 different molecules here. I talked about the HIP Pro dimer. Catechin. Catechin is one of the compounds, along with pterostilbene and ellagic acid, that help to turn on collagen production again. You see, we have collagen type 1 and keratin. These are big molecules, right? So you have some molecules that are small, like these other ones here. These are called small molecules, molecular weight about, between 200 to 500. And then you have big molecules like keratin and collagen, molecular weight 40, 50, 60,000. So you can have molecules of varying different sizes, right? Proteins are molecules, carbohydrates are molecules, fats are molecules. Again, molecule, molecule, molecule. Everything's a molecule. We have hyaluronic acid, which is really good at skin health. And it does help with collagen production. Again, biotin, great molecule. Parahydroxycinnamic acid, really nice molecule that helps with the signaling pathways to connect the genes together when it comes to turning on collagen production again. Vitamin C, great antioxidant. Vitalite. Vitalite provides all the molecules the body needs for proper function. And so, as you would expect, there's a lot of molecules in Vitalite. It's hard to know for sure, but there's at least 1,000 different molecules in Vitalite. And you have the vitamins, vitamin A, vitamin B2, methylcobalamin, methylated vitamin B12. A lot of people ask if our B vitamins are methylated. Yes, they are. Methylcobalamin is the methylated version of B12. We have vitamin K, we have vitamin C, we have vitamin B1. We always have to have vitamin B1, because my grandfather, thiamine, vitamin D3. And then we have a lot of really interesting molecules as well. We have eicosapentaenoic acid, EPA, docosahexaenoic acid, DHA. These are found in our Vitalite soft gel. These molecules, EPA and DHA, are actually not the bioactive molecules. The body uses them and converts them to a class of molecules called resolvins, protectins, and merisins. Pretty cool stuff. We have astaxanthin, we have phycocyanin from spirulina, we have folate, we have camphorol, which is a really powerful molecule that helps to regulate gene expression. And we have a lot of them: rutins, cyanidins, pelargonin, peonidins. We could kind of go through the list of all the different ones. Enzymes. Now, enzymes are actually molecules as well. Enzymes are proteins, and they're big. They're anywhere from 10 to 200,000 molecular weight, but they're molecules as well, because again, more than two atoms put together a molecule. So we have enzymes here in Vitalite that help to break down the nutrients into their bioactive form. So they're able to get right into the cell. Now, probiotics, these living organisms, they use and need molecules. And one really cool thing about Vitalite that you might not know is Vitalite contains prebiotics, which are the good molecules the molecules that good bacteria like to eat. Good bacteria themselves are called probiotics. And then there's a term that you might not have heard of, which is called postbiotics, P-O-S-T, postbiotics. And postbiotics are the molecules that good bacteria produce. And so with the good bacteria that we have in our product, they're making molecules called postbiotics. And a lot of the ingredients, the polyphenols that we specifically curated and threw in there, are postbiotic as well. And so Vitalite contains pre, pro, and postbiotics. Innovative. You're going to start hearing in the next year or two, people talking about postbiotics. And, oh, wow, we have postbiotics and we're the postbiotic company, whatever people say, marketing. We have postbiotics in Vitalite right now that makes sure we have everything the body needs for proper function. Revive. Revive is our product that helps to support a healthy inflammatory status in the body. And if you want to be healthy, you need to make sure that inflammation is controlled and channeled properly. A little bit of acute inflammation is a good thing, but we don't want chronic inflammation. That can lead to poor health. And so Revive contains lots of molecules that helps to support a healthy inflammatory status in the body. Most notably, down to the left, curcumin. Now, curcumin, there's many different curcuminoids. So you see those two 6-member rings on the side, and you see I have a hydroxyl group and a methyl group coming off. Well, some molecules have hydroxyl, methyl, methyl hydroxyl, 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 methyl, methyl. These are a class of molecules called curcuminoids. And so we have curcumin, but there's at least 15 other curcumin-like molecules that are called curcuminoids. And curcumin actually also contains a little bit of resveratrol. It contains a lot of really interesting, cool molecules in it. Another really powerful molecule to support a healthy inflammatory status in the body. If you look top right there, boswellic acid. Man, isn't that a gorgeous molecule? I love boswellic acids. They're one of my favorites. If you're asking me what's my favorite molecule, I don't know. That's like saying who your favorite child is. I mean, you love them all the same. But I love boswellic acid because it's so powerful and it's not utilized. A lot of the sources that people use is not rich in boswellic acids. And I said acids now because there's a lot of different boswellic acids. There's boswellic acid A through H that have been discovered. And we're doing some stuff. Hopefully, we'll be part of a team to discover a new boswellic acid. Wouldn't that be cool if we discovered a new boswellic acid and we're able to isolate it and enrich it and use it in a Revive 2.0 to make this product even more powerful? It's already the best in the market to support a healthy inflammatory status in the body. What if we were able to make it even more powerful? Myoinositol is in there. Myoinositol can help to support a healthy inflammatory status in the body. Myoinositol is also really good for hormone health, and especially for women who have PCOS. Myoinositol is really important for that. Linolenic acid, polyunsaturated fatty acid, really good for signaling. It acts as a postbiotic and has some really nice properties. Now, if you look at the top there, queleic acid, this is a quilea saponin, and it's one of our delivery technologies. That actually, when you put these together, they form a micellular type structure, which is a delivery system like a liposome, but a little more simple. Gingerol from ginger, very good when it comes to supporting a healthy inflammatory status in the body. You look left here, we have piperine. Bottom right, we have menthol. These are adjuvants. These molecules make the cell membrane a little bit leaky just for a split second. So the bioactive molecules can slide in there. Thymoquinone from black cumin seed oil, one of the best molecules for supporting a healthy inflammatory status on the body. And look, so simple. Look at that chemical structure. It's just a quinone with a methyl group and an isopropyl group coming off. But molecules don't have to be complex to be powerful. Some of the most powerful molecules have simple chemical structures. And, this was a study that we published not too long ago showing that these molecules in Revive inhibit superoxide production. And that's one of the reasons why this product is so powerful at supporting a healthy inflammatory status in the body. Immune. So Revive, probably about 500 different molecules in Revive. Immune, more than that, probably 700, maybe even 800 molecules in there. We're in the process of figuring out exactly how many molecules are in our product, and that's not trivial. We have a ballpark number. We know it's around 700 or so, but we're in the process of figuring out exactly what's the exact number. But you look at this, look at all these molecules. You have ganoderic acid from reishi mushroom, really good at supporting health of the gut microbiome. Now, quorum sensing. We've talked about quorum sensing, right? About how our products can inhibit the ability of bad bacteria to chatter. And they're siloed and die off. Well, what are quorum sensing molecules? We have a lot of them in there. But you see here, sambunigrin, cordycepin, hyrisinin A, quercetin, arycinin A. These are some of the quorum sensing molecules that we have in there. And there's a lot of others. And we're not going to tell all of them, because if we did, that would be giving away our secret sauce. But I hope you understand, because before we're talking about quorum sensing and yada, 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 these are the molecules, right? This is where it all starts. These are the molecules that intercept messages by bad bacteria. They neutralize them, and they stop the signal from going across between bad bacteria. And so these are beautiful molecules that have powerful properties. You look at these. Arycinin A, look at that 7-membered ring. That's gorgeous. Ganoderic acid, it has the steroid 5-membered ring configuration. So ganoderic acid, those 1, 2, 3, 4 rings there, that's called a steroid core. Now, we're not talking about anabolic steroids or anything like that, but any molecule that has those 1, 2, 3, 4 rings put together in that fashion, that backbone is called a steroid backbone. Bottom right, you have hericenones from lion's mane mushroom, powerful molecules. We have L-selenomethionine. So that is the most bioavailable form of selenium. So you see, it's not just selenium by itself. It's coupled with, it's in between 2 carbon atoms. And we have the amine there that really helps to increase absorption. Zinc here, we have zinc bisglycinate. The bisglycinate form is quite bioavailable. And now we have Purify. Purify is our gentle detox that helps to support all the elimination organs of the body. And because you have many different elimination organs, Purify needs to be packed with molecules that grab onto these toxins, that push them out of the body, while at the same time nourishing these elimination organs that can be damaged because of the toxins that they're constantly exposed to and absorbing. And there's interaction there with the organs and these toxic molecules. So we need to make sure that these beautiful nutrients help to continue to support and nurture and promote health of those elimination organs. See, look here, man, look at all those beautiful molecules. Verbascoside, great molecule from mullein. Artican, great molecule from burdock. Look at that. You have that interesting furan ring then with the other functional groups thrown on either side. Silymarin from milk thistle. We have liposomal silymarin, and all these ingredients are coupled with liposomes. We have phenylephrine, chlorophyllin, right? That's a beautiful molecule. Look at that. That molecule's flat. And so most of these toxins, by nature, they're flat, what we call in chemistry planar. And so what they can do is, if you remember in biology, DNA is this double helix, right? And it goes like this in a helical form. And when you make a 3D model of it, it basically looks like rungs in a ladder. It's like a ladder, and you have rungs in a ladder. Now, DNA, in order for transcription, translation to occur, if you remember that from Biology 101, this DNA helix needs to open and close. So it's kind of like that extendable ladder, you know, when you have that really long ladder and you pull on the rope and it extends and it contracts. Well, that's what DNA needs to do. It needs to extend and contract. Well, these molecules, these planar toxins, called polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, they slide into the ladder, into DNA. So DNA can't expand or contract anymore. And that's what causes problems. So chlorophyllin, fulvic acid, another one there. These molecules bind to those flat molecules, those toxic molecules, and yank them out of the ladder, out of the DNA, and shuttle them efficiently and quickly out of the cell. So now DNA can extend and contract and do its thing, and harmony is brought back to the body. We have fructooligosaccharides. It's a prebiotic. Apigenin, one of my favorite molecules. It's a potent regulator of gene expression. Amintoflavone, we have lipase, the enzyme that helps to break down molecules so that they're better absorbed. That contains molecules. Look at that. Beta-caryophyllene, what a great molecule, super good for liver health. Fucoidan, really nice for kidney health. Floritin regulates gene expression. Linalool, another one that helps to regulate cognitive health, health of the brain, and the gut-brain axis to help to make sure the digestive and elimination organs of the body are functioning properly. So I went through that quickly, but I hope that you've now seen that all of our products contain hundreds of molecules. And what we did when we put this formula together, it's much more than just, oh, we like ginkgo, oh, we like berberine, oh, we like, a grapeseed extract, whatever. We could care less about the botanical names. For us, it's about the molecules. We dive in and we pick and choose different molecules and put them together. Most formulation companies and contract manufacturers that make supplement formulas, if you ask them what's verbascoside, draw the chemical structure of verbascoside, they'd be like, what are you talking about? Artican, amintoflavone, this is a different language to them. And it is, right? They have no idea about this stuff, but we're natural product chemists. We're molecular experts. That's why our formulas sing. And we make sure that they're bioavailable. We need bioavailable molecules, and that's why we ran this bioavailability study. And when I was talking to Dr. Clevenger before the meeting officially started, I love what she said. She said that one thing that she loves showing is this chart here, showing that our products and all the molecules that are in those products, right? Whenever you look at collagen, you need to think molecule, 300 molecules. When you look at Vitalite, molecule, 1,000 molecules, right? What we're showing is that hundreds and hundreds of molecules are getting into the cell. Other companies say their products are bioavailable, but they don't show data. And that's not what we do here at Three. Whenever we talk about something, we show clinical data verifying that it does what we say it does, because this is science. If you just talk, but you don't show data, that's not science. That's pseudo-science. And that's not what we do here at Three. And so, great. So we have all these molecules from our formulas. They're being absorbed. We know that because of our bioavailability study. Now, what are these molecules actually doing? And I hinted at it, I mentioned it a couple of times, but what we found is that our molecules in our formulas, the reason why they're so powerful is they're regulating the human epigenome, right? We have 20,000 genes in the body, 300,000 genes in the gut microbiome. And what these molecules are doing is they're making sure these genes, these chemical switches, are functioning properly, right? Because we have all these genes in the body, and these are instruments, like instruments in an orchestra. And these genes are important, but like instruments in an orchestra, they shouldn't all be playing at the same time. There needs to be some ebb and flow where like the strings are playing at some time and the brass section's quiet, and then the brass section is going and the strings are a little quieter. And then sometimes you want them all going and the cymbals are going, right? To make this beautiful movement, this beautiful harmony. Well, the body's the same way with the genes. But the question is, what's controlling the genes? We have these instruments, but what's the conductor? What's the master conductor that's making sure everything's going beautifully? Molecule, molecule, molecule. It's these beautiful molecules. And so what we've shown is that our products help to regulate different genes in the body. And why? Because molecules in these formulas are regulating these genes, right? So we regulate genes related to antioxidant protection in the body, genes related to energy production, genes related to GLP-1, weight loss, BDNF, brain health, IL-6, inflammation, NF-kappa B, inflammation. You can see that we ran this epigenetic study on 4 of our 6 products, showing that the molecules in our products regulate genes. So, my friends, I hope that you have seen a little bit and understand a little bit more about the power of 3, and that's all about molecules. So, if you take one thing away from our conversation tonight, molecule, molecule, molecule. 3 has molecules that give us power. We discover new molecules. We put those molecules together, new and known in unique ways, and we make sure that those molecules get into the cell with high affinity. And that's why people feel a great difference with our products. Thank you.
Yes, that's fabulous. I'm so excited. It's everybody that is like grounded in science. They're standing up in their homes right now, like giving a standing ovation. They're so excited. They're jumping up and down, like, yes, yes, yes. This is exactly what we've been saying. And, the people that are maybe not sciencey are saying, like, I heard a lot of good things, and maybe I don't understand all of that, but I can tell you it should make them really confident in 3 and what we have to offer here, because you can't not listen to that and go, wow, they have something different. That these products do what they say they're created to do, and they have everything to back it up. I always say we have the greatest products on the planet. These are the greatest products I've ever found, the greatest products on the planet. And you started it out by saying we're the only, nobody else on the planet has these. And I was thinking, yeah, we're right in sync there. I also tried to add up how many molecules as you were going along. I was like, okay, 300, 800, 1,000. And then you said you guys are counting, which makes my math even better. But it's thousands of molecules. And as you were talking, I also think, like, for us that are really science based, we understand, molecules, and you and I had talked about how even back into grade school, molecule, that's where we learned about atoms and molecules. But I even think you could also use the word ingredient. Like if you interjected ingredient in there, like we have thousands of ingredients, thousands of 800 ingredients, 8,000, like for somebody that is questioning how these are different, ingredient also is a really great term, I think, that really for people that think that way and haven't moved over to that science brain, it really puts it into context. Would you agree?
I would, yeah. Ingredients, another word to use. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that, like, as I was listening to it, well, it's phenomenal. So, um, what one of the things I heard you say was you hit on different facets of health. Like you talked about aging and antioxidants and gut health. What I love about all these products is I think they all kind of fit into each facet. Would you say?
I would, yeah. And when you take and break it down into a molecular approach, right? Rather than just categorizing, well, this is an anti-inflammatory product or this is a beauty product. When you understand the many, many different molecules, you're able to see that it's really much more than just that. It's not just stereotyping or siloing that, and as we saw with our epigenetic study, right? Collagen does much more than just beauty, right? It's good for cognitive health and supporting out the inflammatory status in the body and whatnot. And so when we understand the molecules that are in the product and the not only just the complexity, but also the simplicity there, that really, I hope, helps to drive home why these six products are the proactive wellness solution on the planet.
They really are. They really are. Well, thank you for being here tonight. I learned so much every time we are able to talk and chat. I hope that everybody that was on here walked away learning something and feeling like they can say, wow, this is something different. And these are different products than I've ever encountered. And I would say the greatest products on the planet. So thank you, Dr. Dan Gubler, for being with me tonight.
Thank you, Dr. Clevenger. Thank you, everyone. Such a delight to be with you all.
Have a good night.
Bye bye.